What's across from there? It's
the new Mexican
bakery over there. What is it called?
Oh, D Palmera's.
D Palmera's. Yeah, that shit's so good.
That's the fucking.
You've never been to Johnna's?
D Palmera's is the greatest fucking pizza strips on earth.
I love them too.
Crispy and
That road. That's the road I like.
Yeah, that's why I'm fucking 500 pounds. Like
all the pizza
a couple blocks from there.
Yeah.
And and we got everything on Atwood Avenue, and we just got a new wing stop over there, which is I'm not too impressed with at all.
Yeah. All kinds of good food up there.
Yeah.
D Palmera's is good. I love small mom pop type bakeries and stuff like that are up my alley.
D Palmera's, and then obviously it's not in Johnson, but D's Deli.
D's is awesome.
Well, I remember the first time I had D's.
Years ago, D's. Are we taping this?
Yeah.
Oh, is that how we're?
I guess he's doing the pre-banter. I
It's
guess.
fine. We're just chilling.
This is a B-roll.
Yeah.
This is a B-roll.
Edit whatever.
So D's
It's all
Deli, before we get started, D's Deli used to be in this little tiny, like the first floor of a three-decker house.
Mm-hmm.
It was like in the basement almost.
Yeah.
On it's off of Pocasset Avenue. I mean, off of Plainfield Street.
Yeah.
Webster Avenue. It was on Webster Avenue before they bought that little gas station type deal.
Yeah.
Over there, but D's has always been famous for their grinders. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, guys. If you're ever in Rhode Island, if you're not in Rhode Island, D's Deli, or if you are in Rhode Island, you've never been to D's Deli, you're
That guy
crazy.
talking about food, man.
Man,
I'm gonna
just
plug
get there.
it really quick.
Just get there right before noon because the line is crazy long.
Well, we're talking about bakeries and stuff, right? And sandwiches. So you got D Palmera's and you have D's Deli, but I'm gonna shout out. Our cousin Sherry owns Marabella's Italian kitchen over in Warwick.
Yep.
Try that, dude. Her grinders are really good. Her meatballs are like
The meatball sub is
big.
award winning. Get there.
It's crazy that you mentioned that name
Yep.
because I actually belong to a group on Facebook called Sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Don't be a
talk
chooch.
about
Yeah.
Marabella's meatball sandwich all
Yeah,
the
that's our
time.
cousin.
That's what they're famous for.
Yeah, her
and then
meatballs are
everybody,
crazy.
every now and then, people, there's people, they post pictures of their sandwiches.
Yeah, that's
and put
funny.
it to this group.
That's
Yep.
the one.
I think it's called Rhode Island Sandwiches. Or something
Yeah,
like that.
Rhode Island Sandwich Lovers. 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 Yep.
How crazy is that? I posted the other day too. I think I posted it on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it. I said and I posted a screenshot of, you know how like if you go onto your groups that you belong to, you just click the search and it'll show the groups and you start to and I said, how many hot dog groups do you belong to?
Oh yeah,
I said, I'll stop. 9.
Yeah, 9 hot dog groups.
and I
see
said,
that.
just to prove it, I showed them all.
That is crazy.
I used to have a hot dog cart. That's why I love hot dogs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and that's my retirement. I'm going to be, my wife keeps saying no, but I might have to divorce her.
Yeah, listen, I want to sling weenies for my retirement.
Absolutely. Hot dogs,
Yummy.
the best. Like, so if I see a hot dog cart, I got to stop. You got to stop.
Yeah.
You get all
I like
judgy and
food,
shit.
But when I had my hot dog cart, food trucks went sexy like they are now.
Yeah.
Right.
And I couldn't really go anywhere, but I sold only soggies,
Yep.
which is the best. And but the best hot dog,
like
if you're
soggies.
ever in New Jersey, people, it's called Rutt's Hut.
Yeah.
And it's across the street from Giant Stadium.
Oh, okay.
And what they have, they're famous for their hot dog. That's really only sell hot dogs and potato chips and soda. That's it. And I'm telling you, the line down the line inside is like this. They got like the bank line things, and they have what they call a ripper, and it's a natural casing hot dog like a soggy. They deep fry it.
Oh, jeez.
They deep fry it, and they got a special sauce. I'm guessing the special sauce is sauerkraut, spicy mustard, and relish all in one little sauce.
Yeah.
I ate like 50 of them. It was
Fucking housed them.
I was 100 pounds when I walked in there.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing, I was doing a show in New Jersey, and my friend saw my location. He said, dude, you got to stop at Rutt's on the way back. And I said, I'm going to be going home early. He said, man, they open at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, really?
Really?
So I was eating Rutt's hot dogs, deep fried hot dogs.
Your poor stomach was hurting.
And this
Oh
is
my
what you
God.
get people, when you eat hot dogs. I just love hot dogs. And me and John Parada, are big Hot Weenie fans.
I love
the
the
New
Hot
York
Weenie.
system. We did a couple shows there. Actually,
Yeah.
they've never had any entertainment at the New York system. But me and John we have this thing like we'll find out where we're working that night and say we want to meet up at the System.
Yep.
And I actually grew up, like I told you, in Oneyville,
Yeah.
about 2 blocks away from the New York System. So I
Yeah.
grew up with them, and the guy, Greg, who owned it, and they just sold it to that big food group in Rhode Island.
Yeah, the guy that did Wally's
Yeah,
Wieners and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
But
Yep.
make a long story short, me and John took a picture of us eating hot weenies with
Yeah,
our
yep.
arms entwined.
Yeah,
like,
yep, I
like
think
a
I saw
romance.
that, yep.
Yeah,
That's hot.
and if you go in the New York System in Oneyville, sit about maybe a little bit to the right, you'll see our picture on the wall with me and
Yep.
John.
We're gonna have to go check that out.
Yes, yeah.
So Kyle, my buddy Kyle and I, we would go there almost after
Kyle
every
Cody.
single open mic at Blue Moon.
Yes.
Love it. And like online, if you go online, like I don't know if it's just my algorithm on YouTube, but there's a lot of people that come to Rhode Island like, let's check out these hot weenies, and they're so appalled that they put them up their arm. But I'm
how you
like,
get the
brother,
flavor.
if they're not on the arm,
It's
there's
not
not
the
doing it
same.
right. You gotta have the arm, dude.
And then you just want to punch anybody in the face that puts ketchup on it.
Yeah.
Or doesn't have onions. So no, just don't even bother
Yeah.
going.
Get it all the way.
Three all the way
All
with a
the way,
coffee milk and a
nothing at all.
fry,
Yeah,
guys.
and
Sounds
if you're not
done.
going to get the coffee milk, why are you here?
Yeah.
What
And
the
then-
fuck? No, just kidding.
And I don't even like going to the one in Cranston, even though it
Yeah.
tastes the same. It's the atmosphere is everything. And I mean,
Yeah.
you must risk your life to go get hot weenies.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
That's part of the deal.
It's part of the experience.
Absolutely.
Part of the deal.
Yeah.
You're gonna go in there, and every walk of life is in there.
Yeah.
It's true.
You're gonna have hookers.
Yeah.
You're gonna have pimps, and you're gonna have cops.
Hell yeah. dude.
Comedians at 2 in the morning.
Fat comedians.
Rob, I want to go to Oneyville, New York System one night soon and eat some hot weenies late at night.
Oh.
Dude. This sounds like fun.
We would have me and Kyle got 5 all the way. It was
I
so
am
bad.
not lying. I'm telling you, I am not lying.
Yeah.
The whole way here, I'm like, I think I'm gonna go to the System after this.
Yep, there you go.
And I am not lying. I already had it in my wheelhouse.
There you go.
Now you
And,
got it.
Mentally preparing. Yeah.
I got a great New York System story for you. This is a really
Let's
good
hear
one. So, you could see I'm fat. You know what I mean? I
love
always
our-
look like this.
Yeah.
right?
Let's go.
So, and that's one of my things. I don't eat a lot. I eat wrong. I eat the wrong times. After a show, you're done. There's nothing open.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you end up eating the shit.
Yeah.
so-
Yep. Been there.
Yeah. So my wife, because I had a daughter lived in Philly for a little while, so I used to have to go down there every now and then and get her, bring her shit. So my wife put a track, on my phone just for safety reasons to know where I was. The downside of your wife putting a tracker on your phone
Yeah.
is you can't ever take it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're stuck
Yeah,
with
exactly.
it.
She would watch you remove
and
it.
she puts me to the test all the time. She goes, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
this is before the tracker. And she's like, hey, make sure you don't stop at the System. Because she looks out for me. She doesn't want my house to explode. She said, make sure you don't go to the System. I'm not going to the System after the show, right? So next thing you know, I'm at the System. And I'm sitting there. Place is slamming.
Yeah.
Slamming, like
Yeah.
no seats. I end up sitting at the end over near the restroom area, right there. I'm talking to Greg, the owner. We're hanging out, and I'm eating my hot weenies. And as big as I am, trust me, I only get 2 all the way in a coffee milk. That's it.
Yep.
And I can hardly finish it.
Yep.
Anyways, I know that people are calling bullshit on that right now. True story.
Yeah.
So I'm eating the thing, right? All of a sudden, my phone starts blowing up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I get a text, my phone's blowing up, and my kid goes, dude, you're blowing up on Instagram. I'm like, well, I'm trying to think, all right, what show was I at? Blowing up on Instagram. So I go to Instagram, right? Somebody sends me a screenshot. Apparently, a Patriot player was there.
Yeah.
And he took he was sitting next to me. And he took a selfie of the counter and the packed place.
Yep.
And there's me next to this Patriot player who's posting on Instagram, shoving a hot weenie in my fat mouth.
Yeah.
That's how my wife caught me.
That's funny.
Caught me.
That's funny.
Yeah, in an Instagram picture of the Patriot player stuffing
funny.
All by myself too. That's the worst one. You're there. You know what I mean? It's like going to a strip club
By yourself.
By yourself.
Just looks
Oh,
depressing.
jeez.
Yeah, it was depressing. I was like,
Yeah, you were enjoying yourself, right?
now that I'm on the tracker, she catches me.
Yeah.
She'll say, "Where are you?" I'll say, "I'm on my way home," and she clearly can see I'm at KFC.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that picture still floating around the internet?
It's got to be on it. If I go on his wall.
Yeah.
I can't. For the life of me, I can't think of his name.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll text Greg because I forgot it a couple times and asked Greg, what was that Patriot player's name again?
Yeah.
And I'll
funny.
find it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I
Send
will
it. I want to
find
put it
it.
up on the screen while people
I
are
will
watching.
we'll find it.
It's
as soon
somewhere
as
down
we're
here,
done.
guys. Look at
I'm
that
gonna say,
shit. It's
Greg. Yeah, we'll probably have to go.
We'll have to do some searching.
I'm gonna text him right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm glad we feel the same way. 3 all the way, coffee, milk,
This
and fry.
is a great comedy episode. We talked about we covered everything hot dogs.
Yeah, I love how our
And meatball
pre-banter is hot
sandwiches.
dogs. We spent 5 minutes hot dogs pre-banter. I like it. You know what I mean? It offers something different for everybody.
I love a
Every
good
comic
hot dog.
brings something different. Mike Murray brought the love of hot dogs because I never really met someone that loved hot dogs that much. To be completely honest with you, you know.
Oh,
You sure about that, Matt?
what was
Oh.
the Patriot?
Was it recently?
No, it was a couple years ago.
He's
Yeah.
asking his buddy. Yeah, guys, so when we dig that up, it's going to take a couple weeks till it comes out. But,
Research and the research part.
Yeah. This is the research part of the podcast.
yeah. Well, if we found it, guys, it's there on the screen. That's...
Rob will have plenty of time to
oh,
edit it.
man. Yeah, I got a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, we got a couple episodes in the pipeline there.
Guys,
but
how the fuck was that for pre-banter, huh?
I liked it. Honestly, dude, I think
I really want 3 all the way
it makes
right
you
now.
proud to be a Rhode Islander, though,
What's
to be
that?
honest. Like the whole story of you go Olneyville, New York system,
Yeah.
downtown, like in Providence. It's late at night. People, it's like all kinds of walks of life down there. That's like a very Rhode Island thing. I'm glad that we're known for hot wieners.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
Oh,
hot
should be
wieners, sketchy
Corruption.
politics.
Yeah.
You can't
The
get
mob,
pizza
Buddy
strips.
Cianci, let's
can't
go.
Get, you can't get pizza strips outside Rhode Island.
Yeah.
You can't try ordering a coffee milk next time you're in New York.
Oh, I know.
You'll get a cup of coffee and a glass
Hey.
of milk.
I try. Hey, so like even as close to like Mass, you try to bring the pizza strips. They go, "The fuck is this?" They poo
Hey.
on it. This isn't pizza. Like,
I got a what is it? My sister-in-law's boyfriend. He ate a pizza strip for the first time. He said, "What the fuck is this?" He hated
Yeah.
it. He's
It's
from New Jersey.
glorious.
He's from New Jersey, and they
Yeah.
got a lot of good pizza down there. But the pizza strip, he said, "What the fuck is this?" Tried. He hated it, and I was like, "Dude, you can't disrespect the pizza strip."
And what's the guy?
But-
Dave Portnoy. How you say his name? Portnoy.
Portnoy.
Oh, Barstool guy?
Yeah.
The guy who does the one bite.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
knows the
oh
rules.
yeah,
Yeah.
He did a review of Deep Palmieri's.
Yeah. Yep.
And gave it a horrible review.
Yeah.
And he actually said word for word, and this is what he said: if this is pizza, if this is what Rhode Island calls pizza,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are gonna stop.
Yeah.
But he has no clue how
Yeah.
weird we are.
Yeah. Right. You
And-
eat hot wieners with toffee milk in Rhode Island. That's
Plus,
a
we
weird
got some good
combination.
traditional pizza.
Yeah, everybody
spots. Come
says the
on.
same thing. Hot
Portnoy.
wieners. And the weird part is it says New York system. It has nothing to do. It was created in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Did you know
Yeah.
that?
No, I figured it was Rhode Island based. I didn't really understand where they got their name from, but
it's kind of like when they say New York system, it's kind of like maybe a Coney Island
type thing,
angle
yeah.
with the name only, but they were created in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Check fact that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you got a
Man.
love of hot wieners.
Man, Rhode Island,
and-
you know, it's
You
good
know.
shit.
Yeah. And then like Rob said,
Born and raised, never left.
Yep.
Never will.
Yeah. But all right. So you're a big hot wiener fan. Love hot dogs and stuff.
We're coming.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a comedy podcast.
Yeah. Well, we'll get right in. That's what I
Talk a little bit
I was
about
gonna say. You're a big fan of the hot dogs and stuff, but you're also a comedian. But where did it all start for you in comedy? And like, how'd you get into it? How long you been doing it? A little bit of background on your comedy career, like because everyone started somewhere, right? So I wanted to hear your story a little bit.
Well, my story, as you've seen, my set, my set is my story is in my set, and as I say, I was deaf until I was 40, which is a true story. At 40 years old, I had the cochlear implants put in both ears, and then I could hear. Now, like I say in the set too, I say, most deaf people can hear things and sounds. And
Yeah.
just like most blind people could see shapes and colors. I could hear things and sounds. I could hear people talking. I just didn't know what they were saying.
Yeah.
So by getting the cochlear implants, basically I went from a staticky radio station to a high def radio station.
Yeah.
The best way to explain it to somebody new is, do you ever have a hearing test in a soundproof booth? And the person's outside the glass and they got the screen so you can't read their lips.
Okay.
And it's a word recognition test they do. And they say the word boat. And I would say sneaker or some shit. I got 0 right in a 1 hour test. No words right.
Wow.
But I could hear them asking me the question.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what they were saying. And that was my deafness. And a lot of deaf people have the same type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like useless hearing. So, and then, but after I got the implant, after I got the first implant, I scored 85% correct on that test. After the second implant, I scored 100% correct. Now, that was in a soundproof booth.
Yeah.
That was at 40 years old. At 45, somebody signed me up for a comedy class.
Okay.
I was at a pool party and they said, we were just doing jokes back and forth. He says, so you think you're funny, the whole thing, you're a clown?
Well, you think you're a comedian or something? Yeah.
And he said, and he actually got on the phone and called Frank O'Donnell. And he says, I got this kid, I want him in your next class. At the time, Frank O'Donnell was doing a comedy boot camp. It was like a comedy class, like John Prada does and all that.
Yeah.
And I got allergies. I think it's the 70s coming in.
Yeah. It's all the dust coming out the walls.
The paneling's making me sniffle.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I did the class. It was like 6, 7, 8 weeks or whatever, and then you perform in front of a live audience like they all do. And it was at Twin River Casino.
Yep.
Over 200 people. And,
Holy crap.
I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I did 12 minutes. And there were some people in the audience that were bookers.
Yep.
And then I was there. Just because I was different.
Yep.
I got a lot of. I still get a lot of gigs because I'm different and bringing something different to the table.
Yep.
And so I was at 45, and then at 50 I started Funny for Funds.
Yep.
And that all happened by kind of accident. My kids were in school, in middle school and high school.
Yep.
And I was on fundraising committees.
Yeah.
And we were trying to bounce ideas off each other. I said, hey, I raised my hand and said, let's do a comedy show.
There you go.
I had one joke, farts make noise. And I'm like, let's do a comedy fundraiser.
Right.
And so we called it Mike Murray and Friends. And I got a bunch of my friends together, just like you guys are doing with your stuff.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of friends, your close guys that you always work with. And we did a show, and they made like $1,500.
Yeah.
And they were thrilled to death.
Yeah.
That was for the cheerleaders. Then the hockey team called, then the baseball team called. So it all started in Johnson. Then next thing you know, I did about 5, 6 fundraisers, and I was taking and the numbers were going up, like 1,500, 2,000, 5,000, 6,000, because I was taking what worked at these other shows. Because I was an entrepreneur. I already had businesses and everything. And I would take these ideas and tell them the next client, hey, let's try this because it worked really good at the last show.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, and then gave it, my friend Vinny, who's not a comedian, Vinny Giacavone, who was a good friend of mine, had him create a logo. We finally gave it a name, Funny for Funds. And this is where we messed up. And Bill Simus would tell you. I had Vinny create the logo.
Yeah.
You've seen our logo, right?
Yep.
And we're Patriot fans. You like the Patriots?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the Patriots?
Yeah.
Drake May, baby, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Follow his wife, Ann May. You follow
Yeah.
her on TikTok?
No.
She's amazing. Follow
Yeah?
her.
All right.
Ann May, Michael May. Anyways, so the kid who's one of my best friends, Vinny Jack, can you create a logo for me? Yes, he said, absolutely. Creates a logo. The dude's a Miami Dolphin fan. Go look at the Funny for Funds logo.
Yeah.
So we're stuck with Miami Dolphin colors. And every time we do something, it's reminded of Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
And
That's funny.
So and it'd just be too much to change it.
Yeah.
And that's what. And the last 12 years, we're almost at $13 million raised. So just about 3,000 shows
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And we got branches all over America.
Yep.
And we've done shows. People have flown us out. So that's the cool thing about Funny for Funds. It's not just here. We've done shows in Kansas, Washington State, Dallas, Florida a million times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Virginia, Myrtle
Yeah.
Beach, and Connecticut, obviously Massachusetts and Maine and New Hampshire, all those.
Yeah.
With all that, so $13 million raised so far, what would you say is like the most meaningful fundraiser you've done?
Oh,
That's
that's
a
a
good question.
great question.
Yeah. Or
Because
maybe
you've done a
if
lot,
there's
maybe like a
others.
top three if you can't pick one.
There was so many shows, and all these, the ones that like you want to talk, they were all raised more than $50,000 after all expenses.
Yeah.
And what the first giant one was D Strong. Remember the D Strong story? The
I
little
think
boy
so.
that had
Yeah.
cancer.
Oh, that was local, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there was a hashtag D Strong.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was his name was Dorian Murray. That's no relation, and he passed away sadly. But his wish while he was alive was for awareness and the hashtag D Strong.
Yep.
And that show was at the Park Theater, sold out.
Wow.
And that was one of our top ones. One recently was for Matt Dennison, the hockey player in
Yep.
West Warwick, that got killed by the drunk driver.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And that was at the West Warwick Civic Center, and they raised about $60-something thousand.
Wow.
And that place was packed.
Yeah.
And we've done so many shows in between that, and Matt just rebooked another show from a firefighter, one of our very first successful Funny Fun shows. They raised like 30-something thousand, and they just rebooked for another firefighter in Fall River area, and we're gonna be doing that. And me and Bill kind of be. Then we're talking. We did their show 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and so another firefighter needs some help. He's going through some cancer stuff, and that show will be coming up soon in February.
Wow.
So but the cool thing about that question is,
Yeah.
if you see me posting when I post about Funny for Funds, I always have hashtags.
Yep.
When is your show?
Yep. When's your
Laugh
next
all
show?
the way to the
Yeah.
bank.
Yep.
But if you notice one, you'll see it says, we don't book shows, we book moments.
Yep.
And there's a reason behind that one. And these are all trademarked, by the way.
Yep.
And so don't try to steal them. We've been through that.
Yep.
So we don't book shows, we book moments. The first one was this girl, Janelle. And me and Bill talk about this all the time. This was when we coined the phrase. And Janelle was a girl. She lived in West Warwick, I believe. And she has I believe she has cerebral palsy, really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in a wheelchair, a motorized wheelchair. She booked the show herself. This
Wow.
girl was 17 years old. She booked the show. Guess why she wanted a show to raise money for? You'll never guess.
Yeah,
I'll tell
wow.
you. She was raising money because she wanted to buy a manual wheelchair for independence. She
Yeah.
wanted to go from a
Nice.
powered wheelchair to a manual wheelchair.
Wow. Just so so she
Just
could
to
have.
show that, yeah.
That's incredible.
And when we did the show, it was amazing. And then afterwards, before we did the big check reveal, and we donated the show and everything, and it came within like $500 of what it was what we wanted the goal to be.
Yeah.
And we threw that money in there too to make the check nice. And we don't talk about stuff like that on Facebook. Nobody.
Yeah.
But she told a couple jokes.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, a
Nice.
couple jokes
Yeah.
before the big check presentation, and everybody was laughing. And then afterwards, and I used to tell Billy early on, especially early on, because I could see it. I'm saying, don't you understand that we're more than doing the cheerleading show and the baseball show?
Right.
We're
Yeah.
doing more shows that mean something. So another dude was his show was called "Dude, Where's My Van?" And it was for a wheelchair van. And
Oh, jeez.
yeah, and we did
funny.
his show.
Yeah.
I said, we're doing more shows that mean something. People are booking
Yeah.
Funny for Funds for like medical bill relief and
Yeah.
and wheelchairs.
That's incredible, yeah.
I said, you know what? We don't book shows. We book moments because
Yeah.
we're crying like babies at the end.
Yeah,
of the night.
yeah.
And
Imagine.
still to this day, we're crying like babies.
Yeah.
And that's what we say. We give back to the community. Everybody pays the same rate. Nobody pays them. We don't take a percentage. If we took a percentage of $13 million, I wouldn't be driving an '07 Altima with no seats in it with my stuff in it to come to the
shit.
Roy's house to do a
podcast, right?
podcast, drinking a Fresca, talking about hot
He'd be
weenies.
down at the beach.
Exactly. So a lot of people we've been called names and stuff like that. Someone called us predators at one point.
The hell?
Someone called us big check assholes. And that was a comedy. It was like, really?
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about us. You don't
Yeah.
know all the shows that we donated. And on top of all the shows that we donated, all the comedians that
Yeah.
got good quality work where, it's it's always a nice stage, always a nice sound system, always a backdrop, always a light, and always an audience that's paying attention.
Yeah.
What
So
more could
it's
you ask
really
for?
cool to build your, we've had comics that go from, like Brad Piss.
Yep.
We pretty much when we found Brad Piss, he had 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Now he's closing out shows.
Yep.
He's considered one of the best crowd work guys in New England.
Yeah.
Brad Piss is hysterical.
Yeah. He's really good.
And he's forever grateful for the grooming and the
Yeah. All the.
and the building and the opportunity to get more stage. As you guys know,
Yeah.
it's hard to get quality stage time where you can build your set. So if you're in New York or you're in Boston, you're doing 5-minute sets.
Yeah.
Like even as like a you got years in this, but that's only the opportunity you have.
Yeah,
'cause
so you
there's
take it,
25 people there that night.
Yep.
But the
Yeah.
cool thing about Funny for Funds is it's the format is old school, host feature headliner.
Yep.
Some people come into the fold, they're not even at the host level yet, but they could start with guest spots.
Yep. That's how
know,
you do it. Yeah.
And it's a different animal. It's a different animal of comedy. And people say, there are certain rules. The one thing that I think people misunderstand about Funny for Funds, they say, I heard you have to be clean from. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't be vulgar.
Yeah.
We do have
Time and
certain
place,
rules,
right?
No vulgar, nothing over the top, with no Boston jokes, no politics, because we do pander to the audience because we want that 100 to 200 people in the audience to see a nice show where nobody's offended. But we don't say you can't do it. I mean, if you had like 3 Boston jokes, you can't do. But that doesn't mean you can't be on a Funny Funch. You just can't do the Boston jokes on a Funny Funch
Right.
show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No.
And there's a time and place for you to do those jokes.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places to do your jokes like that. I mean, myself too. I like when I did your show,
Yep.
I went a little bit over the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I go to if I'm doing a show in front of a corporate show or
Yeah. Or what if someone's raising money for their kids or something like that, football team?
yeah,
You know?
if it's young parents, boom, of course. And then we're not going to put 70-year-old comic on there. We're going to put a comic who's around the age of the parents in there.
Yeah.
And I had a show the other day, and I had Lucas on it. Who's a great comic. He's going to be a monster.
Yeah.
And I had it was my daughter's show.
Yeah.
And we knew there was going to be a lot of young mothers, because it's elementary school.
Yeah.
I said there'll be some parents that probably have kids that have Lucas's age.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's going to resonate with them. So I made sure. And then I put a female on there, a mother.
Yeah, very
She's
smart.
going to resonate with the women in the audience because it's going to be mostly PTO women.
Yeah.
And so forth. And then I put Brad on it so he could shit on everybody.
Yeah, right.
And he
Yep.
did.
Up the
The
rest.
principal was there. And he
That's
attacked the
fucking
principal.
awesome.
Awesome.
And it was like very, very good.
Yeah.
But every show was different. And
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
a great ride. Almost 13 million raised.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
been
lot of money.
Great ride, and it's just really, really fun. But
Yeah, I admire that you guys do that. I've been to a couple shows. I went I think I went before I even
Before
started
you've been-
doing
yeah.
comedy because I remember Bill Simus was doing a show for I think it was something I don't know if it was Pilgrim. It was some type of like clothing thing where I think a girl was from Pilgrim High School, whatever. But it was someone. It was something that Kyle was on the show too, but it was like something to do with like Pilgrim School. They were like raising money, or someone in the school was raising money to like donate like clothes to girls or whatever to like other.
Yeah, I
women, like,
remember that show.
Yeah, so that was at
'Cause
Knights of Columbus.
I believe Kyle went to the Pilgrim, didn't he?
Yeah,
And
he
was
did. Me and him went there
requested.
together. Yep.
Yep.
And then I went
remember.
there for that.
That wasn't that long ago, but
Yeah,
it was before you started.
Yeah, it
though.
was probably like 3 years ago because me and my friend Christian went and Kyle was there and I went to support him and then I went to the FOP show you guys had recently. It was Kyle hosted it. It was like in like Smithfield or something like that.
Was it the Smithfield Elks, a big one?
No, it was a bit small. It was an FOP. It was like it was for the police or something like that.
Okay.
It was really cool, and I've been to maybe like one or two other ones.
And they all look the same, right?
They all same stage. Yep. Then they have the like you guys are saying like you had the feature and all that, but like I saw the big check presentation at the Knights of Columbus one, and that was really cool. And then Bill was raffling some stuff off at the end.
Yeah, that's part of the MC in the package we do. We MC
Yeah.
the whole event too. So we do the raffles, and then if there's live auctions, but we teach the client what to get for raffles, what to get for live auctions, silent auctions, and then we do the live auctions. Is where we make a lot of money. I have the record. I raised over $30,000 on one live auction, and one of our first live auctions that we ever did, me and Bill together, was only 100 people in the audience. It was at Squantum Club in the East Side,
Yep.
and it was a school, and I raised $9,000 on that live auction,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And I didn't auction off anything. I just asked for money.
Yeah.
I literally got money from everybody there, including the wait staff,
Yep.
to as much as $10, as low as $10.
Wow. Yeah.
I started at 1,000, which was shock. I said, all right, we need to raise some money to pay for this classroom supplies for a semester, and they told me they needed about $3,500. And I said, we're gonna start the bidding at just $1,000. Who's gonna give me 1,000? And I was full of shit.
Yeah.
I was like, who's gonna give me $1,000? $1,000. Come on, hit 1,000. Person raised their hand. I said, are you kidding?
Yeah.
That fucking worked.
Fucking real?
Yeah.
And we're like fucking high fiving each other. I said, can I get somebody else to give me $1,000?
Yeah.
And then a couple of hands got we're at $3,000.
Wow.
Oh, awesome. Who can give me $800, $500, $250, $100, all the way down to the wait staff, $10 each.
That's incredible.
That's a great idea, too.
$9,000.
Yeah.
And that's when we really knew we had something that we can offer the client. And I like to say, I can separate people from their money. I sold a lemon once for $600.
Yeah.
A lemon.
Wow.
Salesman can
Yeah.
learn.
We're not talking
I
about
was
a
being
car, right?
cocky. Yeah,
We're talking about
being
a-
cocky doing a thing, and the guy from the bar, he grabbed the bar. He says, "Yeah, try to sell this." I got $600 for it. And then I
Holy
would
shit.
I even told the client, I said, bring me with your auction items. Stop at the store and buy a $100,000 candy bar. So I auctioned off a $100,000 candy bar.
Yeah.
And I was making it sound like it was such a good deal because it's a $100,000 candy bar.
Yeah.
And I think I got a couple $100 for a candy bar. That
Yeah,
cost
that's funny.
Wow.
Just seeing what you
75
could see what you could get for it, you know.
Yep.
Nice.
So
funny.
so we don't book shows, we book moments, and there's been too many to mention
Yeah,
as
it's a
far
lot.
as which ones meant so much to us.
Yeah.
And the small ones mean just as much as the big
course.
ones. Me and Bill have visited hospital rooms. We've married people. We both married. I married at least 6 people. He's married a few people.
There you go.
Wow.
We've been to too many wakes and funerals that we can count on.
Yeah.
We've done it. We've had dinner in houses.
Yeah, right.
So there's so many things that it's so much more than just a fundraising company.
Yeah.
We are definitely a community,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore the community,
Yeah.
and we're very proud of it,
Yeah.
and we're proud of all the comedians,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it's a great wave, and it shows no signs. And when you think about the length of time we've been doing it, 12 years,
Yeah.
it's outlasting a lot of people getting into the game.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool how you said like you structured this show, well, the one Lucas is on, like in a certain way to like you got the right people in there because for the crowd, like there's not just I'm gonna stick this guy on for whatever, like for no reason. You did it. It's like a science behind it. You brought
There
Lucas
really
on.
is, and I try to
That is really
explain that to
cool.
people,
I love
yeah.
that. That's fascinating. It shows. I think it just more proves to people that comedy, there's more to it than just going up and telling a joke. You know, because some people will tell me, like people that I know in my life, not like family, or which people I know in passing, acquaintances, right? They go, "You're a comedian, like so you just go up there and like tell jokes, like, or why aren't you telling new jokes, or why or you're not like big yet?" It's like, but I don't think people realize that people have been grinding for years and years, and they're still only doing 5 to 10 minutes because they're perfecting their craft, or because it's so cutthroat, and it's just honestly it takes a long time. And it's a science behind it. I feel like there's every now and then you get that one person like Lucas, for instance. He's elevating very quickly because I feel like he's just natural at it. You know what I mean? Just some people
you do have
stand out in the rough. You know?
And not only is he natural, but he's out there 6 days a week too.
Exactly. He's
Hitting
putting
a
that time
mic
in.
of any sort, and he's working it.
Yep.
I tried it when I talk to new comics like you guys. The guys are young. You're new in the game. I say the same thing to everybody, and people can remember 10 years, 15 years ago. Me saying the same thing to them. There's no hurry. Don't be in a hurry to be a headliner. Don't be in. It's a timeless career. George Burns had shows booked at 100. He died at 100, but he had a show booked at 100.
Crazy. Wow.
It's ageless. There is zero chance for you to be in a hurry. And the concept of you going to be famous, and you're saying, "Oh, well, how come you haven't seen you? How come you not famous?"
Yeah, people ask that. Yeah.
To be a famous comedian
Yeah.
is equivalent to getting struck by lightning,
Yep.
winning the lottery, and bit by a shark
Yeah.
all this weekend.
Yeah.
That's how hard it is. So I say, look, just worry about getting better.
Exactly.
Worry about getting better. Steve Martin has one of my favorite quotes of all time.
Yeah.
Be so good they can't ignore you.
Yep.
I brought something different to the table with my hearing loss and all that stuff. So there are millions of comics out there. So what do you bring to the table that's different? And that's what bookers look for. But the chances of you being famous are really astronomical. But can you have a career in comedy? Absolutely. Can you?
Right.
Most comedians will tell you, as long as I can pay for a couple bills or I got a roof, I'll be happy. Yeah, and that's the attitude you should have.
Right on.
So that way you're not discouraged when you don't. But because if you have just millions of followers on TikTok, whether you could be the shittiest comic on earth, but you're gonna get gigs because you have millions of followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
So and get ready, because as you get better, you're gonna be opening for these guys.
Yeah.
And you'll be the better comic on the lineup.
Yeah.
So just it's about being an independent contractor. Be funny. Right? Don't worry about what other people think. I think that's probably I tell all the comics the same thing, so it's nothing new. A lot of comics worry about what other comics think of them.
Yeah.
So once you get your brain, put it this way, of the 3,000 shows I've done with just funny for funs, how many comics do you think have been in that room that bought a ticket and watched that show?
Yeah, not too many.
So why should I care?
Yeah.
What they think? If you know what I mean? If you're funny is funny. So
Right.
if you start your career and keep your career worrying about what other people think about you, whether it's comedy or in life, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Too focused on
Vee-
what everyone else is worried about. You know what I mean?
We know what you mean.
Yeah,
I say it a lot.
Gary Vee, Gary Vee, the motivational speaker.
Yep.
You ever hear of him? He said something one time, and it really helped me in my business life. And he said, once it's empty up here, meaning nobody else is bothering you or influencing you, you get a lot done.
Yeah.
So forget about what people think. Worry about just know as long as you have that the conscious effort of doing the right thing. You know,
Yeah.
you'll be fine. Just don't let anybody don't do it for anybody else but for you.
Yeah.
You don't. I'm not trying to go out to impress another comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when that comic is not going to be
Yeah.
there for me.
Yeah.
They're not better in my career.
Yeah.
I have to be better in my career, and I'm going to go out and seek these gigs. I'm going to get and send my avails to these bookers and stuff like that.
Because you're the only person that can be in charge of that.
You're an independent contractor.
Yeah.
And having said all that, this is another good tip, especially for young comics, is contests suck. They fucking suck. Contests are the worst.
Just lost one
You will
in
get
August.
your ass kicked every time. Yeah, trust me. So contests suck. But do as many as you can. Here's why.
Uh-oh.
I did 1 million of them in the first few years.
Yeah.
And you could be the best comic there and you're not going to win. But here's where it works for you. Almost all the time, the judges are bookers of some sort.
Yeah.
They could be a
Interesting.
small booker or big booker. I would say in my first 5 years, 10 years, 95% of my gigs could be linked back to a contest.
Yeah.
Because there were so many bookers. Then you got the comics in the contest that end up being bookers. So that's a great networking thing.
Yeah.
Go there with your nose clean. Don't talk shit about anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Do your thing. Be so good, like Steve, be so good they can't ignore you. You didn't win the contest, you might have been the funniest guy there, though.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the gigs.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point.
yeah, and nobody wants a troublemaker on their show either.
Nah.
So
Yeah.
go there. Don't shit on anybody. Just fucking be funny.
Yep.
Bring something different to the table. And more importantly, don't care what other people think about you. And that goes for life and comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good points, a lot of good tips. I
Excellent.
hope that a lot of newer comics like ourselves listen to this stuff. It's good to get some seasoned guys on here, like yourself. So it's good because you guys been around the block. You're doing a little bit of everything. You did some of the business aspect, being strictly the comedic work. But comedy has a lot of aspects into it. I think me and Rob are both understanding over time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I've talked about you guys to my close circle. Everybody has their own little circle. Everybody has their own little chat threads.
Yep, we got a chat with Eddie, Marin, and Kyle
Everybody
Cody.
has their own. Hey, you got your own favorites. Yeah, we got favorite comics. Everybody does.
Well, it's those people that you just, I don't know if I had to start with you, but with me and Rob, we started with, I've known Kyle my whole life, but we started doing comedy with Kyle and then Eddie Marin too. We all did the class together, and that's when we're really just we've just been buddies since. I mean, like I said, I was friends with Kyle beforehand, but Eddie especially, I met him through comedy. And there's guys I go to open mic, and people I gravitate more to. Like I'll see Tony Max. What's up? Tony Max is that guy. He approached me, and we've always been close because he's very nice and friendly, and we support each other. So it's definitely that group, but it doesn't mean you can't branch out and talk to other people, and
And see what you guys have going for you right now, and hopefully it stays the same. You're good guys.
Yeah.
Nobody's I mean, I haven't heard anything bad about you. Good guys, and my impression are you good guys. But I was more impressed with you had me on your very first show,
Yeah.
which was really really cool.
Yeah.
Because when I got there, right out of the gate, you did it the right way. You had a stage, you had a backdrop, you had a light, and you had a good sound system. I'm like, and a full crowd, and I wanted to be there, and it was organized, and I was like.
Yeah, I was so happy with that
I was
day.
very impressed.
Yeah.
And because people make a lot of mistakes before they can, you know what I mean? Which is normal. People do it.
Yeah.
But to see you guys come out of the gate and do it in that way was a really cool thing. I mean, as soon as I left, I called a couple people and said, you know what? I said, it was a good job.
Yeah,
It was a really good
appreciate
job.
that. Yeah.
It can only get better.
Yeah, definitely.
But you just stay true to yourself. Don't be intimidated by anybody. But definitely, here's one of the things that's gonna that really, especially booking shows. Booking shows sucks. You're dealing with, and I tell people I have to send my avails to Funny for Funds.
Yep.
It sounds like bullshit. No, tomorrow I got to send my fucking avails. Oh, guess what? I don't get any shows.
Yeah.
I have to.
Oh
and you can't cry about not getting gigs from someone. So somebody was saying, send me a poster. I'm like, well, did you send your avails?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Then what the fuck are you crying for? So send your avails.
Yep.
There's a science to sending avails. But if I don't send my avails to Funny for Funds, Bethany in corporate, guess what? I'm not on the board. I'm not on the show.
Yeah.
I'm not working this Saturday. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I didn't fucking send my avails. Hire me, Funny for Funds.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So
Ain't that
send your
something?
avails. But booking, the part about booking is, especially with you guys, and especially being new guys, and you go into a lot of open, you're going to be around a lot of guys that really are not that good.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you stay true to yourself and make sure your show and the person that you might be friends with that's not quite good enough to be on your show, you better make sure you have some strong talent on that show. So that way it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
So that way
Right.
people do come out again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They say, wow, that was a really good show. And then they get, because that's what Rhode Island needs. We need avenues for, like, there's a million comics.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but your show, you put me on it.
Yeah,
And
that-
I was
that was-
honored
that
to be
was
on it. It
awesome.
was the first show. And guess what? It was a great show.
That was a lot of
was.
fun.
Yeah.
That was a good
I'm
night.
sure the feedback, was the feedback good?
Yeah, everybody
Feedback
loved
was
it.
good. The crowd was a good mixed crowd. So, like you were saying earlier, with kind of like custom tailoring a set to you know, we didn't exactly pander the crowd, so to speak, but it just worked out that there was all walks of life there, and each comic touched on that one walk of life.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it was pretty good.
And so, like, the biggest issues you're going to have booking are, especially new bookers. There's a lot of bookers out there that they're not good enough to be on shows, so they book their own shows to book their own stage time, which is fine. A lot of people do that. But what happens is they fall into the trap where I booked you, you got to book me. So then it just goes from shitty show to shitty show to shitty show.
Yep.
You know, you want to build a brand, put on a good show.
Yep.
If your friend's a true friend and he knows he's not that good yet, or him or her,
Yeah.
and then work on it, and then you can go on a different angle, and the way you guys can get together every now and with these friends and have like writing sessions.
Yeah.
And get better that way.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
it's on the
Or
list.
if that person wants to be on the show, but you know what I mean, you're not going to give him a 10-minute spot, but you know he's got at least good 4 minutes. Give him a 4-minute spot.
Yeah,
why
throw
not?
them on.
Right? And then you
Yeah.
know, and
Just
then little by
give him the
little,
fluffer job,
you're not
yeah.
going
Yeah.
anywhere. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
so hard. That's the worst part. And I tell people all the time, they say, oh, how are we going to get on a Funny for Fun? I say, well, did you send your avails again? And then they say, well, they know why I'm like, look, there's 100 comics a week sucking Bill's dick to get on a show.
Yeah.
Right? And you know what I mean? And I'm one of them. And I'm still not on the show. So send your avails.
Yeah, just
Send it in
doesn't
the
hurt them.
right way. Don't send a text saying, yo, put me on a show.
No,
Say,
no.
hey, I would love to be part of your company. I would. Here's a 5-minute demo.
Yep.
Don't send a demo with abortion jokes. Send a clean demo. You can
Yep.
always dirty it up. Send,
Right.
You know what I mean? Let the person know what you have. And booking sucks. You're gonna see that.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it, and but as long as you do what you did, like, you know, I mean, it was really cool, and to have somebody on that show that was gonna like close it out and like really, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and not give too much time to all the lesser experienced guys,
Yeah.
and you won't fail.
Yeah.
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 You
It's
won't
definitely
fail.
a science, and we,
Yeah.
you know,
it is.
I've-
It truly is. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you know, if you're gonna, you know, if you're doing a show in Central Falls and you know it's gonna be an urban show, yeah, you can't have like, you know, what I mean, 3 white guys in their 70s on the show.
yeah, yeah, 3 white conservative guys. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, what I mean,
You know.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's everything. But I think the main thing is. When we talk about Funny for Funds and no politics and stuff, it's, you'll never get 100% of the crowd on your side. I don't care how funny
Yeah.
you are. You'll never get 100%. But if you can get 80% on your side, that's good.
Yeah.
So why risk alienating half the crowd with political jokes?
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
You're not
That's a good
Dave
point.
Chappelle. You're not
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yep.
It's not worth it. It's just like, hey, save it for something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's different venues where you do political. It's guaranteed to work.
Yep.
Certain shows like fundraisers, for example, is, I would say, 75% of the audience, maybe even higher. These people have never been to a live comedy show before. Never mind a club.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
they're sitting in the audience, and their idea of comedy is Bob Hope.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're just there to support the cause.
Yeah.
It's a fundraiser with a comedy show kicker. So even more so, you got to pander to the audience. All right, we're staying away from vulgar sex. You can't do jokes. Can I swear?
Yeah. It's
You
fine.
can't say like, "So my girl's sucking my dick." You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do. You cannot. But you could do innuendos.
Yeah.
You stay away from politics. Stay away from religion. Stay away from anything that's gonna divide the crowd.
Yeah.
And go for laughs, not groans. That was the other
I
thing.
like
That drove people groans.
Yeah.
Like, see comics years ago. I used to see comics high-fiving each other after their set because the audience didn't get their jokes.
Jeez.
That's not the angle you want,
Yeah,
bro.
right. Yeah, like, oh, they just didn't understand it.
Like, you groans and
Yeah.
but then sometimes you see a real clever comic do a groan, get a groan on purpose, only to make the punch even stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yep.
but if you're not at that level, don't touch it.
Yep. Yeah, right. Yeah. Don't.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think me and Rob, I think we both agree, like, politics, I feel it can be kind of risky.
I dropped them. I had some.
You know what I mean?
I had like good 3 to 4. I dropped them over time.
Yeah, but I feel
It just some of them got hits, but like you said, it was divided, and
like I said,
just
comedy's risky.
I wasn't having fun doing them anymore, so I just kind of dropped them. So
Like, I mean, trust me,
Just
there's
didn't feel
jokes I would love to do.
right.
of course,
Well,
But I stay away from all that stuff.
yeah.
yeah. Well, I think I was telling my wife before, like recently, maybe the other day. I'm like, I think there's a difference between when you're busting balls with your boys outside at the bar, and you think that, oh, this would be a great joke. Sometimes it doesn't make a great joke. The stuff
God,
you're
no.
doing, you're busting your buzz balls with your friends, is different than a joke you're gonna write for a crowd.
It's just like you're
You know?
exactly right. People say, "Oh, my friends say I should be a comedian." Well, you're funny with your friends
Yeah.
because they know you and you know them. You know all the inside jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's when you know you're a good comic. When you're doing a show, a complete stranger audience, and then you put the pressure on it. They paid for a ticket.
Yeah.
That's pressure, dude.
Yeah.
That's pressure. Now they paid to see you to tell a joke, so your joke should be universal of some sort.
Yeah.
I would also say don't try to be anybody you're not. It's already hard enough to be a comedian. Just be yourself. You know what I mean? That you guys walk on stage, especially you're taller than him, right, by a little bit.
Probably by an inch or two. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
Something like
probably
Crazy.
look taller because you're skinnier.
that. Yeah.
But,
Damn it.
yeah, I know. But right away, the audience is like, "Oh, this guy's tall," so you got to address that. That's where your
That's
shit.
why I do a lot of my comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And your wife is like this tall.
Yeah.
And so that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
And
play
so,
into that.
Yeah, and I'm a midget. I'm tiny.
Yeah.
And it's like so. It's already hard enough to be a comedian. To try to be something you're not, it makes it. Why make it even harder? Everybody has their own life experiences and stuff.
True.
Like your perspective. Give your perspective, and then work on your jokes. And another thing, a lot of comics feel that they need to write every day. I do the same shit. I get the same shit. But guess what? When I was doing these jokes years ago, they sound way different.
Yeah.
Because
They
they're
evolve
tweaked now.
over time.
Yeah. So it's like polish it.
Yep.
And then don't get rid of stuff. Revisit shit too. So you go back to your date book and look at with fresh eyes 2 years from now. And oh, that would fit perfect. I forgot about this. That would fit perfect with this show.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm just polishing turds.
No, Rob, you got some strong jokes.
No,
Rob's got
I'm
some
just
strong
fucking
ones
around.
that I really like.
Yeah.
And I love when I can just sit down. I think one of the best moments in our comedy career is kind of veering off course was when Rob he had a killer set, and like it was kind of, I don't know, it was just like, to me it was like really awesome to see, like, especially because it's my brother too. I was like just seeing him, like, there was this part when he told his joke about dropping a cage, and as he did, the crowd just fucking got so loud. We did it at a record store, so it was a small intimate
Yeah.
room. That whole place just lit up, and it was like, to me, I was like, oh, like I was getting a little emotional for him. I was like, this is amazing, amazing. I will never
There's
forget
no better
that.
feeling than that.
Yeah, if we never do that again. Like I
You know
want to
what's-
do.
You know what's kind of crazy is like you have that like one good set, but now it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to use
all right, got the good set, got the bombs in. See
It's
ya.
your first joke in, but you want to say that's all my time. I'm not going to ruin this feeling.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but,
and you're gonna have in your career, you're gonna have all these little tiny milestones. My favorite milestone was this, and it was of course, like I try to tell people, like, you know, like I said, I probably got a bad rap of people who judge me and everything, saying, "Oh, clean, clean, clean." I said, "No, look, you do you. Don't worry about it. But it's all right to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you write clean, more doors are open for you.
Yep.
You get more opportunities. You could always dirty up your set.
Yeah.
I could do my exact set, every single joke. So
Yeah.
if you go through my joke list, the one I did at your night,
Yeah.
I could do that whole set, every single topic, every single joke in a church.
Yeah.
It's just wordplay. I'm moving words around, taking
Yeah,
words
exactly.
out. That's all it is. It's wordplay. You could still do the same joke. If you were clever enough to make it dirty, you're clever enough to make it clean. But the clean stuff is going to get you the better paying gigs. It's just
Yeah.
a fact.
Yeah.
People can argue.
That's
Call me
gonna-
up, text
yeah.
me. You can argue with me all day long.
Yeah.
People pay $5,000 for that set.
I mean,
I'm sorry. It's going to happen. So
yeah,
I
I
mean,
believe it. It's going to be true.
like Rhonda Corey, she does she has a company called the Funny Together Tour.
Yeah.
And all she does is churches. She
Oh,
did
nice.
3 churches in Florida last
Imagine
week.
that. Imagine that, telling jokes at a church. Like, I feel like that would have to be super.
Absolutely amazing.
I think I'm going to I need to go to a church show to scope this out, see what this is like.
Let me tell you something.
Like,
You ready for
what's
this?
the status quo?
You will get applause breaks on your worst joke in a church.
Yeah.
You will. And-
Oh, they're
and
just
you're
being
like,
nice.
I'm telling you, now it's sounding appealing, right?
No.
Not
Yeah.
only that, they're going to pay 10 times more.
That's crazy.
10 times more for that set.
Yeah.
See,
Damn.
because everybody in that church never goes to a comedy show. So
Yeah,
I
bro.
got a
Like,
joke.
ooh,
You know my
comedy
joke.
tonight.
You know my joke about the fish. It's like talking to my wife because it has the same answer for everything. No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
It's a throwaway joke in my adult set. Throwaway. Standing ovation in a church.
That is amazing.
So
That's
it's like
crazy.
funny.
it's
Yeah.
why? Because it's clean. And these what
Yep,
I'm trying
clean
to
is
say
important.
is like, and then you got to be careful, new comics, to what you put out there as far as content, because people will do a deep dive, especially corporate. They say, all right, the Roy Boys, we're gonna look into them because we think about having them come to our
Yeah,
company.
they want
and
to
do a
see
show.
what you're gonna do. the whole
Yeah,
time.
you start.
Yeah.
They start going to you and they see, what? Nope.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's happened to me. I wouldn't say it's happened to me. And I was booking a show, it was a fundraiser, and guess what? There was a priest involved, and he going through every deep diving everybody's set on YouTube. That's why the beautiful part about Funny for Funds is there's no names on the posters.
Ooh, yeah, that's
And we
right.
got knickknacks, but it's
Okay.
like, well, and there's a couple of reasons for it. One, something can happen. A comic can, and so let's say Mike Murray's on the show. Yeah, you might sell an extra 20 tickets because Mike Murray's on the show.
Yeah, sure.
But you might not. You might get dirty people that don't go to the show because they seen Mike Murray a few times. So it's, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
And-
I've seen him a couple times. I'm not too into going.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
right.
now we make the poster is done that way on purpose because
Makes sense.
it's not about the comic, it's about the cause.
Right.
Exactly.
We have a comedy
exactly.
show, comedy fundraising company, a fundraising company with a comedy show kicker. That's what we are. And,
Yeah.
and it's hard to explain that to comedians, but clearly it's worked with 12 shows. And
I
and the
know.
cool thing is if we do book a big name, let's say, we got some comics that will call us if they got, like a night off or something like they just want to fill a spot. And then we'll put them on biggest show that weekend or whatever.
Sweet.
But if you get called, let's say I book you, and then New York calls it, Gotham Comedy Club calls, can you come down this Saturday? You call me and say, Mike, I got to absolutely take the gig.
Yeah.
You went on the poster. Nobody knows you were going to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point.
So it's really, really cool that works like that. It's like the comedy bus, too. Nobody knows who the comics on it.
Well, I was going to say, that was going to be my next thing.
Right.
That's one of the bigger things I want to talk about, too, is the comedy bus. I know Brad, if I'm correct, Brad Pierce, that's his thing, right? The comedy bus.
Yeah, he's the head comedian. We like to bust his balls about that because the owner's not a comedian. Mike and Jenna, it's a couple, and they had no clue about comedy.
Yeah.
Brad was a referral. They needed somebody to book the shows, and let me tell you something about the comedy bus. It's the hottest gig in comedy.
Yeah.
Hottest gig, but most rewarding. We've had seasoned pros do it and say, and when it was done, they would say, "Don't fucking call me again." I'm not, legit word for it.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Don't fucking call me again.
That was rough.
Because here's how it is. You're driving through the city, open air bus.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got cars, motorcycles, helicopters, you name it. People walking on the street. One comic performs about a half hour. So you leave Brass Monkey on Allen's Avenue. It's a half hour ride to Sports and Leisure. This is a regular bus. If it's a brunch bus, it's 2 stops. So a regular bus is half hour through Providence, and you go Wickenden Street, Gano Street, Thayer Street, and stuff.
Yeah.
You got to do some Tory stuff, but it's mainly comedy. You do a little bit of Tory stuff. So we always ask how many people from Rhode Island. If everybody raises their hand, you can do a little more comedy.
Yeah.
Because they all know the shit.
Yeah.
And so let's say so now you got the rain, the winds, the motorcycles, the time, and people looking out to bring your own booze, so they're passing shots around. You got to be 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You got to be loud as hell, which is my set. And you got to hang on at the same time.
Yeah, I was on the bus one time for my work. I mentioned before the law firm I work for booked it as like a firm outing, and Brad Pierce headlined it, and there was another guy, I think his name was Derek Furtado, baldish dude with like a beard, very funny. They both did it, and it was one of the best experiences. People talk about it to this day. And I tell people, I'm like, man, because people are like, oh, Brad's so funny. Like, they loved Brad, right?
Yeah.
When they found out I was doing comedy, like, oh, do you know Brad Pierce? So I'm like, so I tell them, I'm like, you know Brad? Like, yeah. I at least said the other day, I said, well, I went on his mic I went to his mic twice at the center. He's like, really? You worked with Brad? I'm like, yeah.
Like he's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, that's what they thought about him. So I was like, yeah, I worked with Brad. But Brad, dude, he was so funny. And it's
odd, and you saw it yourself.
Yeah.
It's very challenging. So
now that
to
it's
do a half-hour set on the bus
Yeah.
is at least a 45-minute set condensed,
yeah.
and you could be doing your best joke
Yeah.
and just about to hit the punchline. So everything's got to be, like I said, it's wordplay. You're taking stuff out. And you ever do a set where you say, where was I?
Mm-hmm.
That
Like, think
happens
of it in your head.
10 times during your set because there's distractions.
Right.
So, like, you're going down Wickenden Street. So, when you're going down, like, Wickenden Street or Thayer or Federal Hill, you're not doing jokes on those streets. It's too busy. There's too many people looking out. So, that's when you do your Tory stuff.
Yeah, you do a crowd
And
work
then
on
as
the
soon
people.
as you get off of Wickenden Street and you're on Gano, I know I'm going to do jokes from Gano to Thayer. So, I know I got a 10-minute chunk.
That's good.
So there's a rhyme and reason, and then once you get to Thayer, Tory stuff. As soon as you get off Thayer, you got another 10 minutes to get to Sports and Leisure.
You'll earn your fucking chops on that bus, I'll tell you that.
It's the most rewarding.
Yeah.
I don't do crowd work in my regular shows, but on the bus I do a lot of crowd work.
Yeah.
I do a lot because you have to. You have to.
Keep them engaged, right?
And think about when you do a comedy show, when you go to a regular comedy show, a small crowd will be considered, 15, 20 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the bus is. Every crowd's a small crowd. And they're sitting there right in front of you. They're literally, the first head is right here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You can't even spit. So you got to make sure it goes, this goes like I said, all these things go into play. But not only that, you better not take a sip of water 10 minutes before your set because you might be spitting at somebody in the front row. So there's so many things. You
Yeah.
got to make sure
Yeah.
you have mints.
Yeah. You bet you ain't gonna get heckled. You're gonna get spit on.
You got, and then you're doing shows. I was about to do
Yeah.
the punchline, had them all the way. This joke, all the way, just about to do the punchline, and a cop was throwing somebody on the hood of a car. The whole crowd was
Holy
like
shit.
looking out the window.
Yeah. Right.
So that whole joke
Oh
gone.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now you're competing with
Yeah.
police brutality.
Yeah, right. You can say like, there you go. Look at someone getting beat the fuck up by a cop right in front of us. You know what I mean?
It's insane. It's
Yeah,
insane,
awesome.
and you got people, and it's fun. It's rewarding.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. And then
Yeah.
we've got a lot of people that say, "Oh, I want to do the comedy bus," and you want to say, "Hey, look, it's not what you think."
Yeah. No, to be honest, that sounds like it'd be very challenging.
It's the most challenging gig on earth.
That's more challenging than your regular show. Like a comedy catch, I thought I was like, oh my god, I was all worked up. But I've always had a good set there, thankfully. But it's like that's like a whole nother level in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, picture
you gotta be
picture
quick.
you're doing a set at the Comedy Connection, but the building's moving. It's going down Warren Avenue.
Yeah, it's going over the fucking
That's the
bridge.
type of pressure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people will say like, "Oh, no, let me tell you," but I've always been up for challenges, and like the comedy bus is a special thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rewarding. And Brad has probably gotten 10 times better since he's been doing he was good before the bus.
Yeah.
Now he's untouchable
Yeah.
because he's doing, and that's the other thing. It's all during the day.
Yeah.
You do 3 buses in a row,
Yeah.
and then you still got time to go do a show.
Yeah.
And
That's
you're
sick.
doing all this.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And we know when we do the bus, you're exhausted at the end of the day because
Yeah.
you really are fighting the elements. You're fighting the crowd. It's a battle for a half hour. It's a 100% battle.
Well, now that if I go back on it again in the future, I'll definitely look at it differently, a bit
Yeah.
more now that I got some background. Now that I'm a comedian and I look how you're explaining it,
And
but
he'll give you a guest spot, you know.
Yeah.
He'll give you a guest spot, you know.
Yeah.
There's guys that we know, like you know, what I mean, you got to really have. We don't like to have 2 crowd work guys on the same bus. So
Yeah.
like I'll be on the bus with Brad. I'm gonna do material. He's gonna do crowd work. you
yeah,
know.
it's a good mix.
And I would do like you know what I mean, like so if I'm with Bill, he likes to pick on the venue and everything like that. If I'm not with Bill, I'm picking on the venue. So if I'm on the show with Bill, I let him pick on the venue.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yep.
So it's like that. You don't you don't put 2 guys that do impressions on the same show either. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like 1 minute you're telling jokes, and the next minute you're getting heckled by a fucking motorcycle or someone getting.
We had a homeless
arrested.
lady she threw a ketchup bottle at Brad through the window.
Really?
Holy shit.
I bet he probably. I hope he maybe. I can imagine he was probably quick with it. It said something right after. You know, he made a joke of it.
And we don't go down Thayer Street much anymore because of that.
Oh, no
and,
shit.
but Brad was saying he would say things to her when she was on the street, like it would just like, and he had to stop doing that because she threw a ketchup bottle, a legit ketchup bottle. How was a homeless person carrying around a ketchup bottle? I don't know.
That's all she
but
had.
it came in.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
We've had water bottles thrown from a car, like a bunch of kids just like hooked it into
Yeah.
the
Fucking kids.
and
It's gonna happen.
you got assholes, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the point. Like
Yeah.
we try to we don't talk to. We used to talk to the people on the streets, but you can't because they'll call the number and complain.
Oh, because that must be funny. Like when you guys did do that.
It was
like,
Wicked and Thayer
well, just
Street
like heckle the fucking public.
Yeah, when I go,
characters.
I do something a little different. Like so, when I'm going down Federal Hill, I basically talk about facts of Federal Hill.
Okay.
You know, more restaurants per capita than
Yeah.
anywhere in America.
Yeah.
What's that hanging from the archway?
The pineapple and
You
all that
have
stuff.
back. It's a pine cone.
Pine cone.
Pine
yeah.
cone means welcome in abundance in Italy. See what you're learning, people.
Boom! I didn't even know that. So I mean,
Pine
never get
cone.
too much thought, but
Hey,
Because I'm a tour guide.
we're not
Yeah.
talking about the pineapples.
yeah,
I'm a tour guide.
I just got toured right now.
He thinks we're talking about the pineapples that are upside down on the front of his house.
That's you. That's a
Matt.
swinger.
yeah.
See, not many people know that either. See
I wonder
that?
where you learned it from, Rob.
I learned it
So-
from Modern Family, actually. That's
So
a
when you
great
go
TV
down
show.
Federal Hill, there's a lot of times there's a lot of people outside and they say, "Oh, that's my favorite restaurant over there. That's
Yeah.
the Pasquale Plaza. It's a really good spot to and talk about the feasts and everything." But once you
Nice.
get past that restaurant, start doing material. Going now,
Gotcha.
I could do material from the end of there all the way to back
Yeah.
to Allen's Avenue. Actually,
Yeah.
that's a long spot, so you could really do something there, and then we stop doing comedy, tell everybody thank you and everything, and we're gonna put tip bucket out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
me and Brad hold the record for one bus, 225 each in tips
Holy moly.
on top of the pay.
Well, I feel like people
So-
are drinking and having
Oh,
fun,
shit.
stuff like that. You know what I mean? They
So it's
feeling
really,
good.
really cool,
Yeah.
and we get some big tippers now and then. We share our tips with the bus driver.
Sure.
We don't beg for tips, but we say, hey, on the way out, if you
appreciated.
want a tip, there's a bucket here, the QR code, and we stand outside. And unlike a comedy club or Funny for Fun show, like at Funny for Fun show, I can't pass my own cars out. But at the
Right.
comedy bus, pass your cars out as soon as they come.
yeah, very nice.
You get a lot of people following you.
Yeah.
You end
Yeah.
up getting. Brad's got a ton of private gigs from it.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool way to do
Yeah.
things.
Very nice.
Do you think it's a good idea as a comedian to have a business card?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Because
We were just talking about that the other day.
when you say, because here's why. Again, it falls into the thing about what other people think of you.
Yeah.
So
gives
if
a
I
shit,
go
right?
to
Yeah.
a comedy club, right, and I see you, and I like you, I'm coming up to you. Hey, you got a business card?
True.
How do I get in touch with you?
Yeah.
How would I possibly get in touch with you?
Yeah, yeah.
So, you're going to say, just follow me on Facebook. Now you look like I'm professional. When I go to a comedy show or whatever, and I see these guys, they're professionals to me.
Yeah.
So, what's wrong with having a card? What's wrong with having a website? It's for somebody to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Then even if, like, I had that problem in the very beginning too. I had a business card, and then when somebody did get in touch with me, then that's when I would tell them. I say, I can't do that show by myself, but I can take a friend or two with me to make. So you call me, I call you and say, hey, I want you to come do a show for my office. All right, I'm looking for just an hour's worth of comedy. You got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you not take the gig? No, you take the gig. You say, "Oh, that's awesome. I'll bring a couple friends with me, and we're gonna do it."
Yeah, that's what happened to me. My friend, so long story, a lady was looking on Community of Work page, like, oh, I'm looking for a comedian, amateur or professional, doesn't matter, someone for my father's birthday party. So a bunch of people that I'm friends with, my friend Nick, tagged me, the girl I worked with, my mother-in-law tagged me, like, hey, check out this guy, he's doing comedy. I haven't been doing comedy for a year at that point. So they'll end up reaching out to me, hey, you were recommended, like, what's your rate? How long can you do? 45 minutes? And I was like, I can do this amount of time, but I'm going to bring someone with me. And I ended up bringing Steve DiNuccio because I needed someone with a sound, all this stuff. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. So he was nice enough to come with me,
Which
set
is
it up.
fine.
And honestly, we made good money and they loved it. And they invited us inside for cupcakes and all this stuff.
And you passed out more cards.
Yeah, it was amazing. So that's what I definitely need, So business cards, I'm gonna look into that. Me and Rob, I think.
The only person that's gonna talk to you about having a business card or a website is another comic.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, don't worry about what other comics think about you. You're an independent contractor.
Right.
If you like, especially me, when I got into the game, I didn't have a lot of minutes. I couldn't do gigs, but I had friends that could.
Yep.
And I had a circle that would probably hire me for stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you say? Oh, no, just, I don't have a card. Just see me. Why don't you come out to a show in 5 years and we'll see if I can work with you. What are you nuts?
No. My reaction, I'd be like, here's my number. Let's talk. You know what I mean? If I didn't have a business card.
100%. What are you looking for? Say, all right, look, that's not a problem. And then you have people like so you say, let's say somebody comes to you and call you. And
I got
say,
Rob,
hey, hey, I would love to have you do comedy at my church. All right, we just talked about it. Who's the first call you're gonna make? I'm gonna call Mike. Like, you're gonna host the show. I'm gonna do the show. You're gonna make a ton of money. You're gonna pay me for my spot. You did the thing. Why? Because you had a card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
So, and guess what? Everybody in that church is gonna get a card.
Yep.
Yeah.
And because they had a good time because
then
of
they
the
tell
people
their
you
friends.
brought.
Yeah.
I was Mike Murray and Friends for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Murray and Friends all the time. And then next thing you know, you become just Mike Murray.
Yeah.
Right.
So how you market yourself, just don't misrepresent yourself.
Yeah.
Be
Be
true to
honest.
yourself.
Yeah.
If you have 10 minutes, don't tell people you're a feature.
Yeah.
Right.
All right? If you have 15 minutes, don't tell people you're a headliner. Be true to yourself. And especially with bookers. They want, if I called you up and say, hey, how much time can you do? You would say the right thing is I'm very comfortable with 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable. I got a solid 10 minutes. And I'll say, is there any crowd work in that 10 minutes? And you'll say, no, it's solid. Is it universal? Works every time, no matter where you go? All right, that's your 10 minutes. But I'm not going to book you for a 20-minute spot.
Right.
That's shame on me.
Yeah.
And then always know that you two guys shouldn't. Don't throw somebody blindly on your show. Ask for clips.
Exactly.
Give them a little rundown. I used to get so many comics gave me heat for. I used to run. This was before you guys started comedy. I had a clean open mic. Was it clean because I wanted to be clean because I'm Chris? No, it was clean because I wanted to see comics grow.
Yeah.
And so if I could force them to be clean and write clean for this open mic,
Right.
they'll get better and they'll get
sure.
better gigs and they'll grow. That's all. That's the whole purpose of it. And some people and then I would get comics that would come and purposely swear and break every rule.
Yeah, that's stupid.
You know what I mean? And that's not the place for you. Not only will that make me never book you again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
I'm
disrespectful
not
at that
going to
point.
let you even be on this mic again.
Yeah,
it's
it's sad.
free.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can't see the fact that, like, hey, and when I had that clean open mic, man, it was really cool because there was so many comics that thanked me because they said, now, they're starting to write cleaner now, and it's coming automatic to them, and they see the benefit of it. Again, I don't tell anybody how to do their comedy. There's
Right.
more than enough angles out there for you to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But
You could just
if you want to be
suggest.
dirty, if you want to be a dirty comic, just understand you're not going to work that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, definitely. I think you can make a lot of good points. I definitely think it's about being true to yourself and don't overinflate it. Like, don't say you can do 45 minutes. You can do 45 minutes. It's okay to be working on 5 or 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
I'd rather, and then just talk. I could talk for 45 minutes. If you said I could go up there and do an hour and a half if I want.
Yeah.
But it's after 45, it's going to be fucking shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah. Why had even a comedian tell me, like, listen, anyone could talk for an hour. Anyone can talk for an hour, but not everyone could do comedy for an
you
hour.
get-
So
can you get laughs every you know what I mean? Laughs per minute are a big thing. And you will write jokes that sound something similar. Everything's been done.
Right.
Everything's been done. It's what your perspective on it. And,
Right.
I mean, how many you see every show you go to, you're gonna see a colonoscopy joke.
yeah,
know.
yeah, I saw one recently. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. And you're gonna see fucking Viagra jokes and shit. All right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you spin it.
If I want to hear a Viagra joke, it better be where you OD'd on it. And, you know what I mean? You almost died.
You fell over,
you know
but
what I
your
mean?
boner
And
stopped
you. Didn't get
You
laid.
died happy.
You know what I mean? But it is a perspective of what you know what I mean? Everything's been done. What I'm trying to say is it's your perspective on what it was.
Yeah.
What it was like, So just don't worry about what other people think about you. As long as it's funny and
Yeah.
they're not going to your show anyways.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Definitely. You make a lot of good points, and I really wanted to get into that funny for fun's topic because I do really respect
Yeah.
what you guys do. I kind of remember I was telling Kyle, I was like, I kind of look up to what you and Bill are doing. I think it's great that you guys like it's comedy, but you're also raising. I see some of the checks you guys put out because I follow the page on stuff. I'm like, that's incredible. I mean, there was one. It was recently. It was a lot of money, and I told my wife, I was like, that's crazy. That is crazy. It's awesome. You guys do that. I love it.
Yeah.
It kind of resonates with my attitude with comedy. It's all about helping other people. If you give them, like that's a great concept. How can you give back to people but also do comedy at the same time?
And that was how it was born.
Yep.
And Funny for Funds is now Bill Simons and his wife Bethany. That we like to call it Funny for Funds 2.0. Just before COVID, I had sold my shares of the corporate back end of it, but I'm still a huge part of Funny for Funds. I have my own branch. I'm still part of the lineups, and I run a lot of shows. I'm a showrunner for a lot of shows. Me and Bill just came back we just did a private show in New Jersey Monday night.
Yeah, I think I saw the
And
post that.
150 women over 60 and over 55, and it was amazing. And it was just a 2-man show. And so me and Bill, I'm still a big part of Funny for Funds. He's taking it to the next level and beyond. Super proud of what he's done with it. He's staying true to it, and if you talk to Bill, you're gonna hear these words coming out of his mouth. We're interested in people who will protect the brand. We're very protective of the brand.
Yeah, well, you have to be. I mean, you guys really built something.
Exactly.
It's like your baby, and it's really precious.
It's our baby. It's my and he knows it's my baby. It's awesome because like I said, I'm still a huge part of it. Still
It's important.
Like he'll call me like yesterday. He called me like, all right, I'm trying to fill this show. Who you think would be a good fit? And then I said, oh, he's like, oh, I didn't even think of that. Boom. And then 10 minutes later, he says, I got him. All right,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. So
I
it's
love
like
that.
we're big on that, and he knows he's protecting it. And so when it came to the point for where me to step away from the corporate part of it, because there was a whole bunch of reasons, and one reason was never me and him. There was never anything between
discourse,
us. It was me that I needed time for other things and stuff like that. So and there was situations and stuff like that. But he's super proud of what he's done, and his wife works in the office all day just doing Funny for Fun shit. And it's like
It's really elevated.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
If you went into Bill's house and nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes, they don't know the headaches.
Yeah.
They don't know the phone calls. They don't know the dealing with the clients. We have what we call game plan meet. We meet with the groups and we say do this.
Yeah. I love that. That's incredible. I really like that you guys do that.
You will be there someday, and then you're going.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're going to be sitting in the office, and you're going to be looking around, and you're going to see like fucking 4 whiteboards all going. You're going to see the phone ringing off the hook. You're going to see him standing on the desk, like Rick, and just nonstop. And it's like, holy shit! I never knew this much was involved.
Yeah. Well, there's so much to it, and like
it's a lot to it. And somebody made a comment. It was really funny. Me and Bill talked about all the time. Is that when we first started, we ended up getting 2 trailers, and each trailer had 2 complete setups in it. So I forget posting the first trailer, and it was all wrapped and everything. Funny for Fun's trailers.
Nice.
And somebody made a comment. It was a comic again, and the comment was, it's a bit much for a mic stand and a stool, no?
oh jeez.
And just show you they have no clue what we're doing.
Yeah,
Did we say anything? No. We don't. I don't care.
Just let it roll off. You guys are doing your own thing.
That's it.
12 years. Guess what? That person's never been to a funny.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, don't
Jeez.
worry about what people. Even if I don't care if you work in a sandwich shop. Now I'm hungry, guys.
Yeah, I want to say.
Don't care what people say about you. As long as you are true to yourself, you protect the brand.
Yeah.
And be so good they can't ignore you.
Yep.
Always remember you're an independent contractor. Don't burn bridges. Keep your nose clean, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a lot of good advice. I'm glad that we got to sit down and kind of break down the Funny for Funds thing. That's always something, that I always talk about with Rob and kind of stuff. I always admire it. I think it's good you guys are doing that. So it's cool to hear it from you directly, and we'll definitely going to talk to Bill soon because Brett Davey was saying we should get him on the show, and I wanted to, I'm like, I feel like I've reached out to Bill, be like, really, I don't know. I don't know if the guy would like want to come on. So, but Brett was talking to me. He's like, yeah, he said he'd go on. I told him it was a blast. So we did plan on getting him on. Well, we could talk about it then as well. But I really liked all the background you gave it.
He's basically gonna. Me and Bill, we like to say we're both on the same level. Like, what I mean? The thing about me and Bill, why it worked is we have different dynamics. We brought something different to the table.
Right.
Yeah.
I was more front of the office. He was more in the back of the office. I was the people person talking to clients. He was the guy dealing with all the lawyers and the accountants and the money and the banks and the lawsuits and the trademarks. And that was one of the best things we did was trademark the name because it came in handy in a lawsuit later on.
Yeah,
it actually saved us a lot of money. And but we did some things, and a lot of people, they took us. They didn't think we were smart enough, but me and Bill were both businessmen before we started Funny for Funds.
Yeah.
And we took a lot of things and applied it to Funny for Funds.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I appreciate what you guys do.
I appreciate you. I'm glad maybe because there's probably a lot of people out there maybe watch this, especially on the other young comedians. And hopefully I answered some questions and maybe dispelled some beliefs.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't have to stop and ask
me
any
and Bill
questions.
are both very approachable. But if you do ask me something, I'm 62 years old. I don't care what the fuck you think. I'm gonna tell you.
Tell like it is.
Tell you, and like it is. There's nothing I have to gain, nothing I have to lose. But if you want advice, if you ask me something, I'm just gonna tell you, and sometimes it's gonna sting.
Yeah. Well, I want our viewers and our listeners to take, especially if there's like a lot of newer people or just people in general that are interested in the background of this stuff, definitely comment, let us know what you think, let's get into some discussion on it. If you guys want to talk to Mike about some comedy stuff, I'm sure he'd be more happy to talk to you, a veteran in the game, and we appreciate you coming on. I know you probably want to get to some hot weenies.
Thank you for the fresca, man.
Of course,
For Funds.
Where do you go to a house?
And get fresca.
Full of paneling.
Yeah.
Get a fucking fresca.
A fresca.
The Roy Brothers podcast.
He's probably it was probably right behind the RC Cola.
Yep, it was. You got the VHS right there, you know what I mean?
The TV was awesome.
Yeah, so
everything is a time capsule. You guys got a good thing going. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay true to yourself, and you will be successful. Don't give up. It's a long game.
Oh yeah,
it's a long game.
We're in it for the long haul, right, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. we're picking up. We're picking up a little bit of steam with the podcast. So, and then we got some plans for 2026 comedian stuff wise. So,
perfect.
Got new plans for the set, new plans for everything. So,
we're gonna do an episode. This is more of a preliminary, but we're gonna do an episode which is gonna be me and Rob recapping the year, what our plans are for the podcast. So everyone keep an eye out for that. Mike, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much, man.
I appreciate your time. Yeah,
thanks, Mike.
Fantastic.
Came on to our show and you came on to the podcast. It's great. So looking forward to working with you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, take care.